Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Jalila Hassan Ahmed, the proud superintendent of Hamtramck Public Schools. My journey with our dynamic school district began back in 2016, when I had the privilege of serving as the ELD director. In 2019, I embraced the role of superintendent, and since then, it's been my profound commitment to enrich the educational experiences of our diverse student body. Please welcome our amazing HPS team, CFO, Mr. Larson Scheidler.
Hello, thank you.
Hamtramck High School Principal, Mr. Strouder.
Hello, guys.
We are here to discuss an issue of immense importance, not only to our schools, but to the heart and the future of our community: the upcoming Capital Improvement Sinking Fund millage renewal, set for a vote on Tuesday, November 7th.
Oh, thank you. The sinking fund is a fund. First of all, it's going to be 3 mills, down from 4 mills. So actually, taxpayers are going to be saving about 25% on this levy. Sinking fund is unique because it provides you a set amount of money per year. We're going to collect about $750,000 per year. This will allow us to do repairs to our buildings that are needed. For instance, if a boiler goes out, we'll be able to use money, the sinking fund money, instead of using funds that are meant to go for student education. So this, how it's unique, is compared to a bond. There's no interest on it. We just collect money each year for 10 years.
Thank you. So again, the sinking fund will function as a special savings account, allowing school districts to allocate voter-approved millage revenue for cash-funded projects or repairs, eliminating the need for incurring debt or interest. It's supported by a restricted property tax and is a direct pay-as-you-go approach to handling building maintenance and infrastructural upgrades. Under existing law, the sinking fund millage cannot exceed 3 mills and the maximum of 10 years. So as you can see, these are some of the projects in the past decade. Since the approval of the 2014 sinking fund millage, the district has undertaken numerous projects, including roofing replacements, refurbishments, and exterior enhancements at several of our buildings: Hamtramck High School, Horizon High School, Hamtramck Community Center, Kosciuszko Middle School, Talbeda Elementary, Holbrook Elementary, Dickinson East Elementary, Early Childhood Elementary, and our business and maintenance building. So again, following the 2014 sinking fund millage, the district executed several enhancements throughout the district, which include the parking lot upgrades at Talbeda Elementary, Holbrook Elementary, and the administrative building. Additionally, playgrounds at Talbeda Elementary and Holbrook Elementary were improved, alongside comprehensive safety and security upgrades across the district. Since 2014, again, the millage passage has helped with our interior building enhancements, having completed across the district in various locations, including Hamtramck High School, Kosciuszko Middle School, Dickinson West, Horizon High School, Holbrook Elementary, Dickinson East Elementary, Early Childhood Elementary, and the administrative building. So post-2014 sinking fund millage, we are looking at the district to continue to make improvements as necessary. Significant improvements have been made in our kitchen and food service enhancements at several of our buildings, namely Hamtramck High School, Dickinson West, Kosciuszko Middle School, Dickinson East Elementary, and Holbrook Elementary. Following the 2014 sinking fund millage, the district accomplished mechanical improvements at Kosciuszko Middle School, Dickinson West, Holbrook Elementary, Dickinson East Elementary, and Early Childhood Elementary. Specific projects include retaining walls and entry enhancements at the Hamtramck Community Center, pool filtration equipment replacement at Hamtramck High School, and electrical upgrades also at Hamtramck High School. The sinking fund is dedicated to fostering a safe, secure, and healthy environment for Hamtramck students and staff, with potential projects including safety enhancements, classroom security upgrades, surveillance system improvements, district-wide restroom renovations, increased accessibility features, high school auditorium and Keyworth Stadium refurbishments, Dickinson West, and broader learning environmental improvements.
As you can see here, many of you guys have been a part of Hamtramck schools in our community for many, many years. And hopefully many of you have had an opportunity to walk the halls of Hamtramck High School or spent some time in Hamtramck's the high school auditorium. What you will find is a beautiful space for kids to learn and grow, but it is time to remodel and update, bring in some of the latest technology into that space so that our students have an opportunity to learn and grow in a space that makes them competitive with students outside of Hamtramck schools. Once again, we have a beautiful space for our students to learn and grow in, but the technology and the world outside of Hamtramck has moved into a different place, and we would love for our students to have an opportunity to learn about the newer technologies that allow us to be able to teach them in ways that other students are learning as well, so that they can be competitive when they become adults in our larger metro area community. So here's our old auditorium, and if you look at the bottom slide there, there's an idea of what the new auditorium space could look like. Another point that I would like to raise is that this space would be, as you know, a community center for all of Hamtramck. So our students will learn and grow and use this space during the school day, but this space could also be rented or used for the community at night or whenever students are not using it, much like the community center that you enjoy as well. So want to make that a point that everyone understands and knows.
Thank you. We definitely want to garner the different talents in our students and the different skill sets that they have. This opportunity gives our students the advantage to perform in and act in the performing arts. As you know, we have a variety of plays that take place throughout the year, and we're excited to have the space for that creative outlet for our students. And in addition to that, we want to celebrate our students, and what a beautiful opportunity to celebrate our students and their milestones using this beautiful space when it is renovated.
Thank you. One of the areas that we were looking at when we were looking at projects, future projects, and we talked to students throughout the district, staff. One of the key things is the restrooms. It's really interesting because when we're actually over at the high school watching class changes, you have very few restrooms in the building for students, and then also they're limited. When I was there, I saw 10 students waiting outside in the line to go into the restrooms. One of the things that we really need to do is we need to upgrade the bathrooms and also add some bathrooms. Here you can see an example on the top of a the boys' bathroom, and then you can see what we could do, possibly expand the bathroom, just make it so it's more useful for the students, and also add bathrooms. Right now they have to go to one end of the building, which doesn't really facilitate a student, going between classes, having to run all the way to the bathroom. This becomes a health and safety issue, I believe. for the students, and we want to be able to provide, clean, usable restrooms for the students. We're going to be joined here by DJ Foster. He's our athletic director of the district. He's going to share some information about Keyworth Stadium.
Yeah, Keyworth Stadium is a great stadium. We have the professional soccer team there now, and they're using our facility, but they've made some great updates with collaboration with HPS. And we've come up with a plan for a locker room, a restroom in the locker room, a bigger restroom in the locker room, because again, as he stated before, at Keyworth Stadium, we're only down to 2 restrooms. So with this restroom and locker room, it's a bigger space. It's better for the community. It's better for our student athletes as well. With this, it's a concession stand as well, and it'll be a weight room as well for our soccer teams and our football teams for all ages. It's very, very spacious with the lockers, the showers, and it's a great opportunity for us to build onto Keyworth Stadium, our historic Keyworth Stadium. And some of the plans that we do have is putting it in the back of the on the field, in the back of the of the Keyworth Stadium, and have them come directly onto the field. So it brings a very exciting new look to the to the Keyworth Stadium for our students and for our community. So I think it's a great thing that we can have there. It's very spacious. It has a weight room. It will have a weight room. It have office space there for the kids in the community to have their meetings or whatnot for their sport. And I just think it'll be a great thing if we can get that there for our student athletes and our community.
If I could just jump in on the tail end there, it becomes a health and safety issue too, because we have our students over at the stadium. If there's inclement weather or something, we have a space that we can take the students to and shelter them.
Thank you.
Me as a principal, selfishly, I just want our teams to be able to compete. I want our students to have the same facilities that other students around the metro area have. So these facilities will give our kids an opportunity to get the treatment that they need from our, hope to have one day trainers and so on and so forth, and give them opportunity to rehab injuries and give them an opportunity to be able to be as dominant of athletes as they possibly can be. I want to win. I want our kids to be able to win. These facilities will go a long ways to helping them get to that place.
Yes, most definitely.
Absolutely, absolutely. And as you can see with the plan moving forward, we're looking to provide various opportunities for our students, whether it be in the performing arts, whether it be athletics, whether it be academics. We want to garner all the different skill set of our students and make sure that they are given the opportunity to be at their fullest potential. This renewal is crucial for Hamtramck Public Schools students, staff, and community members. Even if you do not have students or children in our school district, this is an investment. It's an investment. It will increase your property value. Anytime you invest in schools, you will definitely see a return investment. It is about providing our students, our staff with safe, conducive, and secure learning environments. As we anticipate the expiration of our current sinking fund with the 2023 tax levy, we recognize the urgent need to continue this fund. The revenue generated is dedicated to critical improvements and the necessary preservation of our beloved school infrastructures, a foundation upon which the excellence of our education service relies on. We bring good news to the taxpayers. This millage renewal does not mean more taxes. In fact, we've listened to you and structured this initiative to reduce the tax rate from the existing 4 mills to 3 mills. It reflects our district's commitment to fiscal responsibility while ensuring that we can maintain, protect, and enhance our school facilities. This isn't just a vote for a fund renewal, it's a vote for our children's future. a statement of trust and belief that we can achieve together as a community. It's an investment in a legacy of educational excellence and a thriving future of Hamtramck. We encourage everyone to make your voices heard on November 7th. Support the continued growth and success of our students, our schools, and our community.
Yeah.
Thank you. So now joining us is Mr. Kamal Rahman.
Hello. Glad to be here. And I know there are lots of questions regarding the millage that's coming up. I know you tried it in August, and that didn't go through. Either people didn't understand it. There were some, a few people had some questions, opposition to it, and then, and you're hoping that this time it goes through, and then more people get to know about it. So I think I'm going to ask you some question on behalf of the community, because as I talk to the community, a lot of people don't know. It's like a tax increase for most, and the more people knows about it, when you explain to them, and I know you already did part of the explanation with your CFO and the principal and the athletic director, my understanding. Yeah, so I'd like to extract some information that in plain term that people do understand it. So this millage is 3 mil that expires this year, right? And then
Currently 4 mils.
Currently it's 4 mils, but it's actually going down, and you were just asking for that to be renewed.
Yes.
At 3.
At 3.
So there will be some savings.
There will be some savings.
Some savings
yes.
there, and then this will pay for the infrastructure that's needed.
Yes.
So that's critical, because one of our biggest challenges the school districts have in Hamtramck. When I attended, the schools were relatively newer than 30 some years ago. So obviously, it was it depreciated much, and then there were some improvements made over the years, I know, but it's a continuous improvement. Like the equipment breaks down.
Yes.
The new code that comes into play, and then you need to upgrade things. So how is this going to, if you have the number, the ballpark number, that right now with 4 mil, with the average school household, how much they're paying, and then how much will they be paying if they voted at the requested rate?
Sure. Probably the best way to, or the easiest way, is to calculate a $100,000 house. So $100,000 house at 4 mils is $200 per year. Drop that down to 3, you're at $150 for a year. So you're saving $50 a year, about 25%. So
even with the vote, even with the
yes, it will go from the current 4 down to 3
right.
when it's reviewed.
And this is in addition to the regular school, the amount, I think 18 or 19 mil.
Homeowners pay 6 mils to the state. That's the school state tax. It goes into the state, then they distribute that to.
This is separate.
Yes,
This is completely
separate.
separate. They still have to pay that.
This cannot be used for salaries, only for repairs and
right.
construction.
So it's called sinking fund, obviously, right? So it has to be spent what you were getting it for. So you went through some. I saw some slides that you were going to do the infrastructure improvement, and then bathroom at Keyword Stadium and all that. So what is the timeline? Like I know this mill will be there for next 10 years.
Yes.
And with the inflation, the way that it's going, those calculations will be obviously, will be a factor, 6%, 5% inflation rate. So how would that improve the students' lives, the safety-wise and everything,
I'd like to kind of chime in right there. To be quite honest with you, this sinking fund will allow us to keep the instructional quality where it is, or allow us to improve it, improve instruction for our students. If we don't have this sinking fund, we still may have to replace our HVAC system. We may still have to spend money on the boiler. We may still have to put a new roof on a building. We may still have to do these things just so that we can have school. And if we do that, then that means we're pulling away from general fund dollars. In other words, we are pulling away from dollars that should be meant to helping students learn and grow. So the sinking fund dollars are designed to be spent on repairs or improvements that have to be made regardless of whether or not we want to or not. It just allows us to continue to have a facility to teach our kids in. So if this does not pass, we're still going to have to make these improvements somewhere along the way. It just means that the quality of instruction that we're delivering to our community's kids will be compromised because we won't have those dollars to be able to invest directly into the classroom and spend monies directly on the education of our students.
So we'll have to pull money from another project and then the fund it here because this is critical.
Absolutely.
Now, one of the
if I can add, yeah, I just want to add this because you know, when I was studying the infrastructural report, you know, when it comes to school infrastructure, we're at a D, and this is on a national level. And when you look at in a nation, we are one of 12 states that does not receive any infrastructure or capital project funding. And that is why we have to go back to the communities to ask for bonds and sinking fund millages. With that being said, you know, as Mr. Strouder shared, we want to preserve the general fund because the general fund is needed for the salaries, for the resources to for daily operations. When we need maintenance, and as you have as a homeowner, you need to maintain your home. There are things that, you know, may suddenly need repairs, and you're going to have to tap into a certain savings to make sure that you can do the repairs. It's the same thing with the school districts. You know, our buildings, as you know, some of them are nearing being a century old, and some are already a century old. And with that being said, you know, we do need to maintain our buildings. We need, while we continue the instruction. We don't want anything to stop instruction from happening. And we also want to maximize the opportunities for our students. We want to give them the competitive opportunities where they can excel. Our athletes shouldn't go to KIRCHNER Stadium to engage and participate in sports, but then run home to the restroom. That should not be a part of what our athletes should do. They should have, and that's what's happening. And our athletic director could elaborate on that. And you know, when you're looking at our football players, you're looking at all our athletes with the equipment. This is a big inconvenience. This, you know, we're talking about, you know, things that are a priority. These are things that should be a part of the facilities. And again, we're going back to our community who we are very, very grateful for, and you know, asking them to invest in our children. They are the promise of tomorrow. They are the future, and they are the best investment we could ever invest in society and in our community.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think in general, when people go to another community, drive by a school, I think that kind of you know, gives you an idea about the community's strength, financial strength, and the willingness to help. You know, I think that stands out. A good school, a well-maintained school, kind of talks about the community itself. You don't have to talk to the community members. Just look at a school, and you can learn a lot about the community itself. Now, and I know there was some. Every school received some ESSER funding, and that was specifically was it fully to be spent on infrastructure related, or was it, and then, you know, and I know you have limited time to use it too.
There are restrictions on ESSER dollars. It has to be used for a certain portion for student learning loss. But there is a portion that we're doing HVAC, we're doing window replacements with ESSER funds. That's, you know, that's for the safety and health of students, and also, you know, protecting from, you know, future possible outbreaks, you know, to upgrade the buildings. But we cannot spend all of the ESSER dollars on buildings. because that's going back to, the learning loss for students.
Okay, so, and obviously it's not a continuous funding. It's a limited time.
Yep.
So most of these dollars probably spent or have been allocated for. So the other thing, and I know you did mention the keyword stadium. So there were some community, the bulletin discussions that I do see sometime, that Detroit City Football Club, DCFC, they're using it. Is school, what kind of benefit school and the community is getting with that keyword stadium? Because that will also, some of this funding will be allocated for from this,
I think that goes back to the contract. I think that Lawrence alluded to it. We have an agreement where, the DCFC actually did upgrades to the stadium. Beautiful. And then in turn, that was, an upfront investment, and then they had a lease for, I believe, 10 years. So they've made improvements, so that's to the benefit of the community and the students.
Sure, the publicity, and then, so they do maintain,
yes.
Partial maintenance?
Yes. So because we didn't have the dollars that we needed, we had to sign a contract with DCFC because they were willing to do the upgrades to the facility to give us a space where our athletes could actually, perform at a higher level. And we're asking our community and our citizens of Hamtramck to help us out with this sinking fund so that we don't have to lean on private contractors to do those kinds of things. We'll continue to have that relationship with DCFC, but if they're taking care of this part of the facility, our sinking fund will allow us to do that much more to create opportunities for students.
And so this is critical vote that's coming up, and a lot of these ballots have been sent back and all that. Hamtramck Review reported that there wasn't probably enough effort for the people to know about what's going on. Maybe the either board members, or I know none of the board members are here today, but what kind of publicity are you doing to let people know? Are you reaching out through these students, maybe a flyer to let people know, hey, you will be saving money from what you are paying now, and then this is what is needed if you want your children to go and then have a nice facility, a safe and modern facility. And I know that these dollars will also be spent in technology. So how much effort has been done, or you plan to do?
So that's why we're here. We would like to share the information with our community members. We would like to extend the opportunity for community members, if they have any questions, to ask any one of us. We'd be more than happy to respond. We are looking at, in the next couple of days, information to be mailed out to the community members with, I think it was important for the community members to understand the past decade, what was being used to improve the infrastructure, and then also to understand what are our future goals in terms of improving. And as you stated in regards to technology, it is now allowable for us to use the sinking fund to improve our technology needs, and also security enhancements, which are two great needs. Absolutely. As our students, we want them to use technology more than ever, and we want to secure our buildings and make sure our staff and students are safe.
Just to add to that, we have to be very careful about how we go about advertising when we go to the community about sinking funds and other votes of that nature. All we can do is try to educate our community on our needs as a school and say that this millage is here, but we can't tell them how to vote, yes or no, or anything like that. But so to your point, we're just trying to make them as aware of our need as a school system as we possibly can. As the superintendent has, brought us together to make this conversation happen. We need this. We need this for our kids. Our kids need this really bad.
Oh, absolutely, and it's like a catch-22, right? You have a proposal out there, but you can't tell people to vote for it.
That's right.
But
That's right.
You can.
That's when,
You can.
well, that's one of the reasons we're here. I figured, it's important because I know I'm involved with education, and I know it costs money.
Yes.
And yes, this is not an expense. This is an investment.
Yes.
So that's how people, more people knows about it. That's how they can. So hopefully, we'll take up a conversation about some other topics another time with but I want to keep this limited to this the meal, because
Sure.
it's only 2 weeks away.
Yes.
And time is running out, and hopefully people will realize the importance of funding, continuous funding of the education, because education is the key. And there are lots of challenges that you have to face, and then every challenge that you face, most of them cost a lot of money. Getting the qualified teachers and experts, and in sports, wherever, it costs money, and you don't want to pull money from general fund, like you mentioned, to support or pay for repairs or something. So hopefully our viewers will pay attention to this, and then vote yes on this proposal, so that you can continue to fund the schools and improve our schools. I want to thank all of you for coming and then explaining this to the audience. And this will go live, YouTube channels, and then we'll also share with the community. And then let them make up their mind. The more they know about it, the easier it is for them to make a decision. This is not a tax. This is a funding which will be lessened if you vote, instead of completely going away and putting school at a danger of educating our children. Thank you very much.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. We encourage you to make your voices heard on November 7th. Support this continued growth and the continued growth and success of our students, our schools, and our community. Thank you for this opportunity to share, and remember, together we are building a stronger, brighter future for every child in Hamtramck. Good evening.